Everyone. So I recently posted a few pictures on Reddit regarding a couple of a big horde of Skylanders that I purchased the other day, and included in it were a handful of unfortunately broken ones. So I thought that I'd go ahead and just take a moment and see if I can repair some. So one of the broken ones that I purchased, was of course Snapshot, and as you can see, he's missing half of his bow. Fortunately, the other Snapshot that I got had the other half of the bow attached to the other side. Of course, my wife's already torn it off because it was her idea to go ahead and just fix that. So I have my glue here. I have my cloth so I don't get glue all over my table. And as you can see, fits in pretty well. So we'll just go ahead and touch that up. Put in a few drops right there. There we go. It doesn't take much, just a little bit. And we make sure to put that in facing the correct way. And since it's super glue, we just wait a little while, and it should adhese just enough for us to move on to the next project, which I'm actually more excited about. So, that's actually upside down. Let's turn that over. There we go. So, sometimes you get Skylanders that can't really be fixed, and they have their microchips and all that kind of stuff, and you can't do anything about that. But when they're just the model is broken, you can typically do a little bit of something about it. I'm gonna put more glue on there. There we go. You can usually do something about that, because even if I were to put this guy broken into the system, it would still show him as being perfectly, fixed or whatever. So anytime I get a broken Skylander in, I try to fix it if I have all the parts. If I don't, well, I have to do what I have to do. I mean, of course, I'll have Skylanders that are broken, whatever. It happens. But I still care about them enough, and it is important to me. I'll just leave this guy sitting up so that way he dries in the correct manner. So I lean him against a box or a bag or something. There we go. And as long as that weight of the instrument is pushing down on the spot that I'm trying to adhese it to, it should be fine. Now, of course, that leaves this Snapshot without a bow. So what do? I don't know. Maybe I'll try and melt them up a little bit, see if I can't get that sword facing upwards or something. Just find something fancy to do with him, because he at least has, I guess what's supposed to be his arrow, which isn't really an arrow, it's clearly a sword. Well, I guess it's more like whatever. But more importantly, so this is a Series 2 Chop Chop. And this is a Series 1 Stealth Elf. You can see that she has 2 arms, and each one has her little fang daggers. This is an arm to a Series 2 Chop Chop. And this is a Stealth Elf missing an arm. So my idea is to set these together to create one Skylander. Of course, if I put her on the portal, she's just going to show up as a Stealth Elf because it doesn't register the other weapon, but at least she'll look cool, and then we can custom paint her to look a little bit more badass. So we take a couple drops, put it on her arm here, well, the stub of her arm. There we go. And traditionally this would be facing upward, but we're going to have it facing forward a little bit more of a defensive position that actually looks good. We just hold that together for a little bit. So yeah, I got into Skylanders a few years ago, really. When I first got into Skylanders, what was it called? Trap Team was still a thing. And we had almost no Skylanders at all. I went to GameStop. They were still selling Skylanders then, and they, had a whole bunch of them. And I just got my taxes back, so I bought a crap ton of Skylanders. I still have most of those. I've still been collecting ever since on Reddit, of course, because you guys are awesome, and at the local secondhand shops. See, that's going to look cool, and I'll custom paint it to look nice, but first I have to let that glue dry entirely. So I'll set her up. Hopefully that dries the way I want it to. Yep, just put the cat back on the glue, and we'll see what happens.